2026, you know it's a new year, new times, and it's going to be a great year. I feel it. I truly feel it. And I will say, quite honestly, since February or January 2nd, the phone's been ringing. People have been reaching out. Things are happening. It's been a busy first week. So I'm very, very encouraged by that. I think, great stuff to share this week. In terms of rates, kind of just been hovering flat. We're still in that low six range according to Mortgage News Daily. You can see this chart here just sideways for the last week, week and a half. Nothing major going on there. Time will tell. We got some good floors of support. So maybe we stay boring here for a minute. Time will tell. Two separate articles or two separate announcements here that came out in basically the last 24, 48 hours. One is Trump wants the U.S. military budget to be increased by 50% next year moving forward. I guess you need to increase that when you go kidnap, presidents of foreign countries and stuff. But the reality is, why does that matter to us? That could be inflationary because where's that money going to come from? And if they print more money, that's bad for mortgage rates because that could be inflationary. So that's not great. The other one was Trump says he wants to ban large investors from buying single family homes, meaning you don't let some big institution come in and gobble up a neighborhood because that obviously impacts housing as far as supply and demand and the inventory. The reality is, as good as that headline may sound, I think it's like 1 to 2%. I think it's less than 2% of the market that's actually getting bought up by these big investors. So I don't know that that's going to be any real relief to the housing market. I understand what they're trying to do, at least in theory. I think it's more of a headline, and I don't know that much is going to come from it. One other thing, this came up last year. There's still no real advancement that I've seen on the 50-year mortgage. I don't want it. I mean, at the end of the day, I could argue why you should have both sides, but if you just get that many more folks that can come in and buy the home, it just presses prices up even more and makes it even more unaffordable. At the end of the day, most of the time when I see the government get involved with something, it usually doesn't end well. It may be good for the moment, but a few years down the road, looking back, it doesn't always help us. So, personally, not a big fan. If you want to know how much total interest, we already pay a ton. Look at that 30-year mortgage in the middle. You already pay a ton of interest on a home. Typically, let's just say a home's worth, so in this case, they said $300,000 home. You're going to pay almost that same price just in interest over the 30 years, 250,000. I know it's not the same, but it's still a big, big number. Well, check it out on the 50-year. You're now paying 1.5 times the home's value in interest. And yes, I understand that appreciation can help you, and it's better to be a homeowner than not. I get it. But at the end of the day, I don't have a solution. I just don't think this one's the right one. So I can sit here and poo-poo on something, but don't love it. Refi, just as an FYI, I didn't know this. They are 58% of all the mortgage activity right now. That is crazy to me. So if you're not out there refinancing, you're somebody you know probably is. So if you have a rate that's anywhere north of six, or if you have need for cash out to pay off some debt, or kids going to college, or mom and dad getting older, just need some cash for them for reverse mortgage or something like that. People are doing it. So if everybody jumped off a bridge with you, well, if it saves you money, maybe. Okay, let's get to the real estate side. I just saw this. I thought that was funny. If you're thinking about building a house, don't shape it like a duck. Okay, in terms of real estate, buyers agents commissions actually climbed. So this little chart, haven't seen a whole lot from this since it came through in 2024. I think is when, or the 2024, when the NAR, National Association of Realtors, came out and made some big ruling, and people thought the world was going to end. Turns out buyers are now making more. Buyers agents are making more commission. So again, it kind of goes back to the whole, you can do whatever you want from a legal perspective and the government perspective, but at the end of the day, like, the market's going to be the market. So it's gone up apparently. And in terms of buying a home, this is the median home price by mortgage rates. And down the bottom was what I just thought was interesting. States with the most housing supply. Texas, we're number 4. That's good and bad. Good if you're a buyer, not so good if you're trying to sell. The months of supply apparently has hit 6 months in Texas, according to Redfin. Better than Hawaii, and apparently Fordia. Look at number 2, Fordia. Is that Florida? Obviously, it's Florida. But the reality is, days on the market for Texas, call it 76, something like that. The month of supply is 6 months. Honestly, guys, that's not the end of the world. That's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. We've certainly seen less, but just I thought these were some interesting stats if you want to see them. And then as far as the home prices, the chart up top, You can kind of see what the monthly cost would be and the lifetime cost would be for that home if you did buy the average $436,000 home that's going on out there. Mortgage applications, just to prove the point, put it into a neat little chart showing you that, again, the market's still down from 2023. 2023 looks like 25, a little better than 24, but ultimately we're still depressed. And that's a good thing if you're a buyer because it means prices, like we just saw from an inventory standpoint, should be good. And unfortunately, Texas, Austin specifically, has the most sellers, 130% more sellers this year. So they've topped it as the strongest buyer's market. So if you want to buy a home, sounds like Austin's the place to do it. Unfortunately, Dallas right there bolded on the second. We're close behind. We got 100% more with the inventory. Again, you could say that's bad. I could also say it's good. Now is a great time to buy a house, and I truly, truly mean that. Not just saying that because I'm in the mortgage business. I truly think it is. But 7 out of 10 of the strongest buyers markets are in Texas and Florida, kind of reiterating the stats we've already seen here. Product of the week. I mentioned reverse mortgages earlier. Reverse mortgages have come on strong lately. So if you have questions, we got some in-house experts that are incredible. I know enough to be dangerous, but I will not pretend to do the actual work. I will make sure you get introduced to one of our fine folks. But they are really, really cool. Back in the day, they got a black eye. And it's only the last probably 6 to 12 months that I've been better educated. Where I'm like, oh man, these are really cool products. So if you got somebody that's 65 or older in Texas, they are eligible for reverse mortgage. If you think that it is a need, let's talk and see if it fits for them. All right. College, it's expensive. So the orange are the public tuitions, public state schools, and then the purple, whatever color you want to call that, are the private schools. And you can see the dot plot and just how much it costs for tuition and cost of living. It's just crazy. So if you're going to a private college or sending your kids to a private college, good for you. The reality is a lot of good state schools out there, and you can see the ROI as far as your return on investment. So what do these kids make when they come out of school? So there's only a few of them that are making more. I don't know which schools those are, to be quite honest, but making a whole lot more money compared to those coming out of the state schools. So I'm a big state school guy, and you can see Texas, we're just a little bit low on the bottom, a little bit lower than the national averages. So good for us and our schools. Dallas had, from a cancellation standpoint, I probably should have thrown this up on the real estate side. Our cancellations, it's nearly 8%. So it was closer to 16%. It's now jumping up to about 18%. We are number 9 in the top 10 markets. So not ideal. It means people go under contract and ultimately just back out for some reason. Fort Worth is number 5. So let's just call DFW if you put us together. We're probably in the top 5, maybe even on the podium at number 3 when you put us together for people canceling. So not ideal is what it is. A lot of it's just job fears, economy, things of that nature. And then this found to be freaking hilarious. I know most of you are gonna be like, nah, I don't get it. It's hilarious. If a shirt to pants was a debt to income ratio, I don't have time. I mean, it's not worth explaining, but that is freaking funny. And lastly, Mr. Justin getting a shout out. We appreciate the Google reviews and all our folks, but they do a great job. I agree with all these reviews. They do. My team is awesome. Our team is awesome. And then lastly, you know what to do, man. Forward, share, subscribe, all the fun stuff makes it worthwhile. We do appreciate you. I hope you have a great and wonderful 2026.